Now today's chapter is on our last chapter in the month of May, that is from the diary of Anne Frank. And as you can see, children, I have written from the diary of Anne Frank by Anne Frank only, right? That means it is an autobiography. So this is not what is written in the autobiography or what we are going to study, but something about Anne Frank. Before reading someone autobiography, we should at least know the person. So the first point, as you can see over here, is Anne. She was a Jewish girl. Okay, she was born in Germany on June 12th, 1929, and she started writing her diary when she was 13 years old. Okay, she was a teenager when she started writing her diary. And when I say started writing a diary is something very private and very personal. So she used to write it by hiding it from the family, from the parents. Okay. Now what happened when when I'm saying that she wrote it privately, then when it was being exposed, what happened? That after Anne's death, her father Otto, he returned to Amsterdam to find Anne's diary in the year 1945. When I say 1945, we can tally 1929 and 1945. That means when she died, she was of 16 years of age. Okay, she took birth in 1929, and I'm calculating it 1945. After her death, the father is returning to Amsterdam to just pick up her diary and to read what she used to write. And when we calculate these years, 16 comes. That means she was very young when she died. So after reading Anne's diary, the father, he published it in English language. Okay, and he kept the title as The Diary of a Young Girl. Because she was a Jewish girl, she wrote it in Dutch. The original language in which the diary was written was Dutch. But then everyone cannot read Dutch language, so it was being published in English. The diary includes the record of her life from June 1942 to 45. Okay, 42 to 43, 43 to 44, approximately 2 years. So maybe because it includes only for the 2 years, and then she died up. When she died, the father, he came in the year 1945 to pick up her diary. So the diary, when he read the diary, it included only 2 years of incidents, whatever she wrote. And when she started writing, she was of 13 years. Now we are going to read the chapter and we'll explore more what is there in her autobiography. But children, we are not reading the entire autobiography. This chapter from the diary of Anne Frank. When I say from the diary of Anne Frank, that means we are going to read just an extract, just a little portion from her entire autobiography. So whatever we will read in the chapter, it is just the portion of the autobiography. Okay, now we are starting up with the chapter. So I have written one quotation over there on the top. Paper has more patience than humans. This is what Anne Frank used to feel. She was 13 years old. She used to talk a lot, but talking a lot and sharing the private personal feelings is something different. She never shared her anything with anyone. Why? Because she felt that human being is very judgmental. A human has a tendency of judging the people very often, and they don't have the patience. Suppose, for example, if your friend is sharing something with you, children. Suppose two of your friends, you fought, and one of the friend has come just to explain that, oh, there was just a misunderstanding and you just misunderstood me. What happens? We get impatient very soon. Before even listening to the complete conversation, we start arguing, or we start saying something or else to the person. So what Anne says over here, that when one writes, then paper has more patience than human beings. The paper never judges anyone. The paper is not going to ask you, oh, write very quickly, don't wait for so long, what are you doing, why are you taking so much of time, don't do that. No, the paper doesn't ask anything. Right? In exam time also, for example, if I ask anyone that, okay, stand up and give the answer of this question, what will happen? If you will stuck, then we as human beings, I as a teacher or as a human being may say that, oh, how much time you're taking, be very quick. But then if you're writing the same thing in your examination or in a written form of a test, then you have your own time. The paper is not going to say to you, okay, hurry up. You have your own time. You will take your time and you'll write. Fine. So, and she used to think that paper has more patience than human beings. She was 13 years of old when she started writing, and what she did, she named her diary. What she named her diary? Kitty. She always used to call her diary as Kitty. Now in her diary she mentions a little brief sketch about her life. What she tells us, that her father was 36 years old, her mother was 25 years old when they got married. She had an elder sister who was born in the year 1926. Her name was Margaret. And when she was born, she mentions there are 4 people in the family: father, mother, her elder sister Margaret, and she herself. She was born on June 12, 1929. Then she tells us about her life that both of these sisters, they went to Holland, a place Holland, where they stayed with their grandmother, and they joined a school named as Nursery School, Montessori Nursery School in Holland itself. And who was the headmistress? Mrs. Cupress. Mrs. Cupress was the headmistress of Montessori Nursery School. So this is all about her life, a brief of her life. Then she tells us that Anne loved her grandmother a lot. She was in love with her grandmother. The grandmother who ultimately fell ill in the year 1941, and then she died in 1942. Now she tells something about her school. In the chapter, in this little portion taken from her autobiography, The Diary of a Young Girl, so she tells that she was not good in maths, and it was the day the result was about to come, she may fail in maths. This is the day, she shares about a day that when the result was about to declare, and all the entire class, the whole class was very nervous, very, very, very nervous, that, oh, what will happen? And everybody believed, including Anne Frank herself, that yes, I will also fail in maths. She was not sure about the maths. So what she tells us, that it was the result day. She is very talkative, and what is the name of her maths teacher? Mr. Keesing. Okay, so Mr. Keesing was her maths teacher. And now this portion of the chapter which we are going to study further, this was the brief, whatever is there in the chapter. The main thing is what happens between the maths teacher and Anne Frank. Now, as you can see, we are moving further. I told you about that we have to discuss about whatever happened between Mr. Keesing and Anne Frank. So there were 9 teachers who were taking their classes. Okay, and Mr. Keesing, he was the maths teacher. What he didn't like about Anne Frank was that she used to talk a lot. Didn't like Anne talking so much. Got very annoyed with her. He never liked Anne Frank's this talkative behavior, this talkative nature. She always used to talk, and he was a maths teacher, and God knows why, but he always got very, very, very offended, very annoyed. So he thought of giving a punishment to Anne Frank, and as punishment he used to give her extra work to do. Now what all were the punishments that he was giving Anne Frank? Apart from the maths homework, what he used to do, one day he asked her that go and write a an essay on a chatterbox. Okay, who is a chatterbox? A person who talks a lot. So he just kept Anne's name as a chatterbox. Anne was very upset. But okay, fine. She went home and then she started writing an essay. And what she wrote in the essay? She wrote that talking is a student's trait. That means talking is a student's extra quality. It is there. It is inherited. It's very natural for a student to talk. Now, please don't take it very seriously, okay? Why? Because in the next sentence, she says that though she will improve. She said that yes, it is a student's trait, it is a student's feature, a very important feature of a student, that a student talks a lot. And then she says, okay, fine, that I promise to that I will improve my habit of talking a lot. But then she says that this habit of mine, she got it from her mother. She says that my mother talks a lot, so I also talks a lot, and I got this from my mother only. So this can never be changed. This can be improved, but it can never be stopped or can be changed. So Mr. Keesing, when he read this essay, he laughed, and the students also laughed. But then, okay, fine, because he laughed, it doesn't mean that he was very happy. He was still very annoyed with Anne Frank. What he did, he gave another topic. That means he said, okay, now you go and write an essay on an incorrigible chatterbox. An incorrigible chatterbox means a very disobedient and super talkative person. So another, okay, fine, Anne Frank, she again wrote an essay on an incorrigible chatterbox. Then what happened? Mr. Keesing, he gave another title to Anne Frank. That was Quack, Quack, Quack. And this was the third punishing assignment. Now, pay attention. What happens next? Fine. That when she was being given, like I said in my previous video, then he asked Anne to write on quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Said Mistress Chatterbox. Fine. So he just gave another title, and this was an insult. This was an insult for Anne Frank, that again and again she was being given so many titles. First title was a chatterbox. Then the next one was an incorrigible chatterbox. And now quack, quack, quack. So what she did? She just went to her friend named Sane. And she just asked her that what should I do? What should I do? Every time it is getting so bad. And I know that Mr. Keesing was playing a joke on her. But Anne was sure to make it a joke for him. Then she was being helped by her friend Sane. And then she wrote a poem. She wrote a poem instead of an essay. What she did? Anne wrote the essay in the form of a poem. That means it was not exactly complete essay. It was a poem. What she wrote? She wrote that Anne writes that there were 3 baby ducklings of the father swan and mother duck. The swan bit the ducklings to death for quacking too much. Luckily, the teacher took the joke in the right spirit. He no longer gave extra work to Anne for talking. Mr. Keesing also started cracking jokes. Now, what do you understand by the story? She wrote an essay but in the form of a story. In the form of a poem. But what she wrote exactly? She wrote that there were 3 ducklings. That there were 3 baby ducklings. And what was their habit? Their habit was quacking. They used to quack too much. Now, obviously, you will say, ma'am, they are ducklings. Ducklings, they always quack only. Fine. So, it is there in their nature that they will quack. Why is it so that the father swan, he bit the ducklings again and again, bit the ducklings like this by his beak, and he killed the ducklings? Why is it so? Why he got angry? This was just a lesson that Anne wanted to make it clear to Mr. Keesing. That a child's trait, a student's trait, okay, like I told you that she said, right, that talking is the trait of a student. That means a student is, see, according to her, a student is meant for talking. Now, this talking can be improved, but this is there in the nature. That is what she says, that for a duckling, quacking is the basic nature. Fine? Like you, that means you as a teacher, Mr. Keesing, you are trying to stop this habit, natural habit of talking of a student. In the same manner, what did the swan did? The father swan, he also killed and he stopped the quacking of the ducklings forever. Okay? By this story, she wanted to make it very clear. Said, see that this is just our basic habit. The father swan got irritated over here. You are getting irritated over here. But then, as the duckling used to quack, it was their basic nature. We, the students, we talk. But yes, obviously, she accepted over there that, however, she would try to control her habit of talking too much. She said that I will improve my habit of talking too much. The same way the ducklings would have been improved rather than being killed. So luckily the teacher took the joke in a right manner only, this story in a right manner only, and he stopped cracking jokes on Anne Frank, and he stopped giving any extra work to her, understanding that okay, fine, they are students. If they will not talk, then who will? Yes, they should not cross the limit, but then it is their basic habit.